Good afternoon, students. Always a pleasure talking to young people. I am Dr. Samir Parikh. I'm a psychiatrist with the Fortis School Mental Health Program, and always a pleasure talking to young people. I have been taking a lot of webinars lately with young people like you. We took one on aggression management day before, then risk. We took on media literacy, and it's a very, very positive initiative by our school to have a workshop on mental well-being. I think it's so important that we value mental well-being because we sometimes value everything else. We value marks, we value physical health, we value the people we follow, we value social media at times, we value so many things. But during all this, something that we end up missing out is valuing mental wellness, happiness, cheerfulness, to be able to live a good, positive life. So what we'll talk about today is how do we keep our mental wellness, not just in these times, and yes, these are difficult, unprecedented times that COVID has brought to the world, but otherwise also, how do we keep our mental wellness? So what decides that we are fit? Of course, maintaining physical health, one of them. Good appetite, sleep, hydration, diet. That's one part of it. The fullness of our life or the wellness of our life has other components also. How do I feel about me? Which is my emotions, my self-confidence, my self-esteem. Add on to that, it's about how I deal with life, which means how do I cope up with pressures? How do I deal with the highs and lows? How do I go through the maze of life towards my success? Mental wellness will also include my social relationships, relationships with friends, relationships with family, relationships with the world by and large. It also is about the goals of my life, my success, my vision, my definition, my approach to success, and how do I pursue it. Mental wellness would also be about how I contribute not just for my own self and family, how I contribute to the society. That's the mental wellness. So all of this put together is what mental well-being is. So how do we get there? In my opinion, there are a few skills of life which make a difference. And it is these skills of life which can bring us mental wellness. I'm going to talk about a lot of these skills. I won't talk too long because I would much rather take all your questions. So once I have spoken, feel free to type in your questions. I try and answer all of them. Let's start with the first thing, which is self-awareness. Self-awareness is very, very integral to wellness. If you feel and you know how you feel, you'll be able to do something about it. Similarly, if you behave with somebody in a certain way, let's say you were rude to someone. Let's say you said something not nice to your friend, or maybe not nice to your family member. No, you need to be aware enough to understand how that person felt, how that made you feel, for you to correct it. So self-awareness is integral to anything that is in wellness. So what should I be self-aware about? My skills, my limitations. My skills because I hone them, I use them, they help me go through life. How do I deal with my lows? I learn, I talk to people, I seek help, I keep improvising. What else should I be self-aware of? my confidence. How? By recognizing the right things that happen in my life, celebrating each small little success that I get. Sometimes we run after the big success, big things, not realizing the importance of the small successes that we keep missing out. So, for example, during the lockdown, if, like responsible people, you've helped out your family in taking care of the household chores, celebrate that because you are doing what you should be doing. And remember that you do this so that next time you know how to recognize a good thing about yourself. Self-awareness is also recognizing your own negative emotions, anger, frustration, jealousy. You recognize it so that you can do something about it. And self-awareness is also about self-image, which means I be myself and not try and be somebody else, which today in modern day time has become a big thing because social media, like it or not, has a strong impact on us and it compels us to be what the perceived norms are. So it's important that we recognize our core self, a unique individuality, and we express it. So self-awareness. Second mental wellness tip for you is communication. More importantly, expressing what you feel. So there is a concept called Johari's window, which means if I speak about me and you speak about you and we keep talking to each other, we'll know each other better, we'll become better friends. More importantly, we'll be able to bring in more positive self-change by the mere observation of each other because feedback will become possible. When you have trust, you give feedback. When you get feedback, it allows you to change. So that's what needs to happen. So the two one, communication and then social skills. Nothing beats social support in our life. But social support is not merely having a couple of best friends. And social support is absolutely not having a large number of followers on your feed, be it one handle or the other. Social support starts with your family. Strong bond in the family is one of the strongest pillar for not just well-being but success. Family, which would be parents, siblings, grandparents, cousins. You need to build that rapport, open up, talk to them, share with them. It will help you through your life if you have a very, very positive and good relationship with your family. Then social support in terms of friends. Social support needs to be genuine peer support and not a version of peer pressure, which would mean you don't bully, you don't push, you don't try to make someone do what they don't want to do. On the contrary, you be supportive, you be facilitative, you have fun, you have meaningful exchange, and you stand up with each other in times of crisis. But more importantly, you enjoy together. That's social support. But social support is also, as you grow up, something that will happen in your workplace. You need to learn to build rapport with newer and newer people so that in whichever environment you are, you have support systems there. So self-awareness, communication, social skills. Let's now go to the next one, which is my own personal attributes. Understand these four kinds of behaviors so that you realize what behavior pattern we should be having. Aggressive, passive aggressive, passive, assertive. Four behavior patterns. Aggression is I'm a bulldozer. You'll do what I say. I don't listen to anybody. I can be a bully. I, I just want only my way done, and I can get aggressive very easily. This aggressive behavior will not help you. You will lose relations, friends, performance. Then the second one is passive. Passive behavior is that you allow people to trample over you, something that we call as the doormat syndrome, which means you don't say a no when you want to say a no. So for example, if a friend is asking you to do something and you decide to do it even when you know it's wrong, even when you don't want to do it, that is passive. Again, you will struggle. Third is passive aggressive. This is the sarcastic approach to life, passing comments, trolling, cyberbullying, a lot of negative commenting. Again, we take people away from you. So, what is the right behavior? Assertiveness. Assertive people maintain their boundaries. Make sure people respect their boundaries, but they also respect other people's boundaries. Assertive people take ownership of their feelings and behavior. Assertive people, when criticized, take it positively and bring a change in themselves. Assertive people give a lot of compliments. Assertive people have a positive body language, positive approach to life, and they are willing to negotiate, compromise, and find solutions. So assertiveness is your next step for mental wellness. From there we come to belief system. So A, B, and C of life, if we look at it. So A is the activating event, which is a trigger. B is our belief system, and C is the consequence. So if your B, which is belief system, is positive, then you will be able to find positive solutions, do better in your life. But if the belief system is constantly negative, then you struggle. So if I had a bad exam, and if my belief system says that, I can't do anything fine, then I will not be able to perform better in the next exam. But if my belief system says, if I study better, I'll perform better the next time, so that works. So then my consequence becomes positive. By changing of the belief system from I am not good enough to I need to put more effort, it just shifts the onus and makes me into a positive person with positive consequences. That's your belief system. The next step for you is problem solving. You can either keep procrastinating, you can keep thinking, you can keep worrying, you can keep thinking about what will happen next, you can postpone and delay. But if you're not a decision maker, if you don't problem solve, problems will not solve. And remember, it's not that every time you try something, it'll be right. It may be not right, but that's a learning that I used a strategy. It didn't work for me. Let me change my strategy. So what that is? Problem solving. So you keep trying and learn from the feedback so that you become more solid in your approach. Let me take an example here of problem solving in the times of COVID. If I keep thinking about the numbers, if I keep thinking about the uncertainty of the future, if I keep thinking about when will the exams in school start, if I keep thinking about those things which are not in my control, I'll stay worried, anxious, tense. But if I focus on what I can do, I have a good day, I stay connected with my friends, I help my family, I have good time with my family, I do my studies, I mix and match, I do some creativity, hobbies and fun. I do that, I'll have a good day. I have a focus on one good day at a time. That's my way of problem solving. Whilst I do it, I'll be very safe. So problem solving is an integral life skill. From there we go to lifestyle. Very late night sleep is not advisable. Studying from the bed is not advisable. Caffeine should be avoided. Say no to all forms of substances, smoking, alcohol, anything else. Say no every time, first time, every time, forever. We'll be responsible to our own body. We'll be responsible to our own careers. We'll be responsible to our own lives, and we will always say no to substances. Physical activity is important. Outdoor sports is important. Learning to relax is important. Picking up a hobby, especially creative hobby, something related to arts or music, helps. Pets, gardening, pick something up. It becomes your go-to option whenever you are struggling for any reason. So for example, if you're having not a good day and if you do something that makes you feel better, so that's something that you should be imbibing yourself. That's lifestyle for you. And the next aspect of mental wellness is unmute yourself, which means express what you feel. Don't bottle it up. If you're feeling bad, you share. If you're feeling good, you share. If you're feeling angry, you share. By sharing, people would know how you feel. By sharing, you'll be able to find solutions. By sharing, it will not create a burden inside you. And the last tip for you is be good problem solvers. Be willing to seek help. Help seeking is something that we should encourage. It's like you are on the football field and you are near the goal post and you have a friend and you want him or her to pass the ball to you so that you can score a goal. That's help seeking. You were not able to do your homework, you call your friend to understand. That's help seeking. So that help seeking should be in all parts of our life, especially when we are struggling or feeling vulnerable. So never hesitate to seek help, open up, and these are the techniques that you apply, and that's how you become mentally fit and you maintain your mental wellness. On that note, now I will start taking your questions. Feel free, ask what you want to ask. Okay? I have a question, Sujal, Podar World School, Sama. I want to ask that how to control our aggression, and when people show aggression towards us, how to face that. Two different questions, beta. What do I do about my aggression? Two things. One, what can I do generally about my life so that I don't get more vulnerable towards aggression? Physical activity, relaxation, no substances, not being rushed, not doing multitasking, learning to do relaxing activities. That's what we do to reduce the tendency. When we are angry, remove yourself physically from that place. Talk to somebody who can calm you down. Do a distractible activity. It's just about 10-15 minutes of calming that is required. To do that, remember, you need to think about what's making you angry. The person whom you're releasing the anger on, is that person has to do anything with it? Can you do something else instead of releasing that anger? Is your anger justified? So those thoughts, which is cognitive correction, is what you should do. If somebody else shows aggression towards you, you tell them that you don't appreciate it. If they don't listen to you, you must talk to the authority. Must talk to the authority. Okay, lots of you had asked about anger. One, Shubham, Sujal. So I've answered your anger questions. Do I play PUBG? I don't play PUBG. I don't play any video game. I just think it's a royal waste of my time. There is so much I could have done in that time. Probably read a book, listen to some music, maybe talk to a friend, talk to a family member. I don't play video games. I think it's a waste of time. My opinion, you're entitled to yours. But I am here to give you my honest opinion. How to concentrate? So I'll give you a few techniques. One concentration technique is an E exercise. Pick up an English newspaper, one paragraph, color all the E's in it as fast as you can. Every time you study, it takes about 30 seconds. So you're trying to identify one stimulus out of many there. That's attention. You can also listen to an instrumental music track once a day for about 10 odd minutes. Try to focus on the sound of only one instrument. That also helps you build concentration. Racket sports, even playing on the wall, is also something that helps you build with concentration. While studying, keep an uncluttered table. That helps you build concentration. Don't keep your phone and other things on when you are studying. Helps you build your concentration. So that's how you improve your concentration. Multitasking does not mean doing multiple tasks at the same time. We are all multitaskers. I have a role at home, I have a role as a clinician, I have a role as a departmental head, I also have a role as a civil society member. We all have different roles. one time, do one thing. And create a work window. This is for administration and teachers. Create a work window before and after. Avoid doing work. I've talked about focus, Sanvi. Is following our dream important or fulfilling our parents' expectations important? Follow your dream. Make your parents a part of your dream. Their expectations will then become coincided with your dreams. Keep them with you. Them with you, you'll achieve your dreams. You want to relax during your exams? It's not then what you do during your exam beta which is important, is also what you do before it. So if you study in advance, revise well, have a good lifestyle, keep doing self-tests, you'll be more confident and better prepared. But on the last day, sleep well, eat well, focus only on revision, no last minute studies. During the exam, don't be in a hurry, don't compare. Answer what you know first, let the confidence seep in, then you answer the ones that you don't know very well. And do not discuss a paper after it's over and focus on the next one. That's how you learn to relax. Breathing exercises help. Morning early wake up is difficult also because sometimes you don't sleep well, sleep on time at night. My suggestion, don't be late nighters, neither for television, internet, mobile phones or studies. And you don't need to like wake up at 4 a.m. But you have a routine which matches your school day going routine. That's what you should maintain. So if your school starts at 8, 7, whatever the time is, your sleep-awake pattern should be adjusted to that. How to remember things? Most of us tend to forget better primarily because we don't give enough time while we are taking an input. So what happens? Our thoughts and conspirations all over the place. So we didn't register things well. That's why we actually forget. Second, because we don't revise enough. If you do both, then you will be able to remember. How to stop overthinking? Like I told you, you stop overthinking by doing. Doers. If you do, if you bring positive distraction, you will not procrastinate. No, you should still share things with people, even if you feel they are not responding to you, then maybe they may not be the one where you need to or you should be sharing that particular thing. That's why having lots of social support is helpful. How to stay positive between negative people? My positivity is in my control. It's mine. It's my thought processes, my belief systems. So even if somebody else has been negative, I don't have to be that. I think having a schedule typically helps. I think studying for about 40 minutes and taking a 10-minute break every 40 minutes is probably the best way to ensure that your time is optimized, used, and you don't get very tired. If you are studying for IIT and your board exams, don't see them as separate things. See them as one is an extension of the other. Do what you have to do. Don't try to think that you are trying to be juggling between two boats. Just study effectively, enjoy that process. Don't let the pressure get to you. How to control emotions by being self-aware. Emotional competency is a part of emotional intelligence, which means understanding emotions, managing emotions. How to manage failure? Because there is no failure. Everything is a result. If I get 10 on 100, that means I got 10. Now the challenge for me is how do I take the 10 to a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. But I got 10. So the way I got 10, I need to now figure out and make that into some other number that I want to achieve. That's how you look at it. Virat also scored a 0. Federer also got out of tournament in the first round. Ronaldo missed a penalty kick. That happens. You just back yourself, put more effort and be better next time. Depression, young people, is a medical illness. If you are feeling low, sad, consistently for over about 2 weeks or so, you should talk to your family members who will help you talk to a doctor. Depression is the single largest illness in the world. How to control stress during COVID? Accept that anxiety about illness is natural. Use that anxiety to do all the right preventive techniques, which means hand sanitization, physical distancing, not going out. Anxiety about future, focus on present. Like I had mentioned earlier, positivity, productivity, connectivity, one day at a time, and adjust with the new normal by balancing your life well. When is my birthday is not important. What is my sleep time? I have a very fixed wake up time because during COVID, because of a lot of activities changing, so much screen time happening, physical activity reduced. So I fixed up my wake up time. So I wake up by about 6-ish and I keep that fixed. So because I keep that fixed, my night sleep becomes automatic. So that's how I have worked it out. Because sleeping very late at night is not a good long-term strategy. I don't recommend it. My recommendation to you would be your sleep awake pattern should ideally match your school timings and your exam timings because biological clock functions better in a routine. To gain confidence during exams, take lots of self-tests. Create an exam atmosphere at home, take self-tests, give yourself self-marks. Yes, it is possible that somebody may be suffering from a mental health concern, not be aware of it. That's why creating awareness, making the society understand about mental health is so important. Yes, if people form groups and they bring negativity, they are polarizing, they are doing in-group, out-group, it will harm them also, not advisable. No. Share good rapport with each other and don't allow bullying to enter your school. Yes, it's good to be competitive, but in a positive way. But the true competition needs to be with your own past performance, not with somebody else. Competitiveness is the zeal to do well, not a comparison in the context of somebody else. Procrastination I've talked about. You talked about stage fear. If you have stage fear, what you do is first you decide what you're most comfortable speaking. First, learn to speak only with your own self in the room. Once you're confident, do it in front of the mirror. Confident, call one or two family members whom you're closest to, speak in front of them. Then a larger family, then your best friends, then your classroom, then a stage. Give yourself a few weeks to months to go from one stage to another. Gradually expose yourself. Do lots of relaxation exercises. Any feeling that you want to express to another, use words. Don't use emoticons and emojis. Don't use text, use words. If we by mistake spoke something which hurt somebody else, we should apologize, accept the responsibility of what we did or said. That's the right assertive thing to do. Not able to build a work ethic, it should matter to you. If you will not have a work ethic, you will struggle eventually because as you grow higher, you'll need to have a very good ethical approach to life. Yes, taking more exams, especially self-tests, actually reduces exam anxiety. How to deal with toxic people, ignore them. Block, spam, delete. What we do, better we do because we think it's right. We are not seeking reward, recognition, or appreciation. You are curious, energetic, fidgety, and you are in COVID. I'm fidgety, I'm hyperactive. I am also very similar, but COVID takes precedence. I have to be responsible for myself, for my colleagues, for my family. That's what you do. You find a way to release your restlessness. Use arts, use music, use something positive that you believe in. Work hard, read more, but you don't compromise on safety. Morning bird or night owl? Preferably morning bird. Need not be a very early morning bird, but morning is better. You've heard that psychologists are saddest people. Not true. Not true. Not true at all. No. Not true. Not true. Okay, I think most of questions I've answered. They're related to study, exams. Okay, I have a very sensitive question that has been asked, so I will answer it and as much sensitivity and empathy that I can. You've mentioned that you lost a young friend to an accident. Please accept my most sincere condolences. Please accept my sense of loss. A young life is huge loss. Talk to each other, share your thoughts, don't bottle up, talk to your family how you are feeling, talk to your counselors, talk in groups, give yourself time, but don't bottle it up. How to stop bullying? If everyone decides I will not be a bully and my friends will not be a bully, then bullying will stop. But maybe, young people, join me on a Bully to Buddy workshop this week. I am taking a workshop every day, 3 to 5, a different topic. Today it's on gender sensitization, and I'm also going to take one on Bully to Buddy. But your school can also do this work with us. We do a lot of Bully to Buddy and create anti-bullying squads and help schools stop bullying. Career selection will happen. Keep focusing on each subject as you are in each standard. You'll start realizing what you like more, what you like less. And then as you grow, you'll get more exposure. Talk to seniors, talk to people from the field that you are interested in, understand what that field is, how does that field look like, and then you'll be able to plan a career. Okay, I think how to increase your patience level. Take it easy. Don't be rushed. Don't try to do too many things at one time. Have a good routine in life. Learn to relax and enjoy and sit back and smile about the joys of life. Your patience level will increase. You don't need to be reactive. How to sleep well? Okay, so how to sleep well? Sleep only on the bed. Never eat on the bed. Never work from the bed. Never study on the bed. Never see television from the bed. The room that you are sleeping in, preferably don't have a television there. Keep a 45-minute gap between any screen time and going to bed. Don't keep a mobile or a phone next to you while you are sleeping. Avoid caffeine, drink lots of water, hot milk at bedtime, hot shower at bedtime, physical activity, relaxation activities. Put all of this together. That's a concept called sleep hygiene, and that will help you. How to control excitement after school reopens. I think the whole world is going to be excited when we are out of COVID and out of this lockdown and out of this physical distancing. We're all wanting to go out and do things. I hope that day comes soon, young people, and we're all able to meet, not just digitally, but actually. No, you should not play PUBG. If it's a question, should you play? My answer will always be no. If you ask me for video games, my typical answer will be no. Mobile phone addiction, the best way to do it is time yourself, use it only for the right reasons, to talk and be connected. Don't randomly filter through your scrolls and feeds. It's just a waste of time. I think online classes in itself is a positive thing because it brings routine, it brings normalcy, it helps us stay connected with our support systems of school. Um, I'm okay with online engagement as long as it's not very long, too much short online engagements. Okay, I think that should be it for us. It's been a pleasure. I hope all of you enjoyed. To know more, we are Fortis Mental Health, and feel free to drop in a question, a mail, or a comment. We'll always be happy to talk to young people. Stay positive, stay connected, values matter. Always remember that. Thank you, Podar School, for having a conversation on mental wellness. Thank you, young people. Always a pleasure. Thank you.